Gems, welcome back to the grind for BITSAT 2025. This is the question bank series. In this series, with every episode, we are getting 10 questions stronger in every BITSAT chapter. Okay, so I hope you are following the series. We have covered up all the 11 standard chapters, and today we are covering up the chapter of AC mains. This is from the 12 standard side. So we have also covered up all the 12 standard chapter before AC mains. So if you are interested, the link will be available in the description box of this video. Okay, the whole playlist link will be available. So you know the drill. Firstly, we discuss the previous year trend. So for AC mains, the trend is questions from power factor and IRMS, VRMS. So those type of questions, 8 questions from there. So then we have questions for AC circuits, okay, LCR circuit, CR circuit, LR circuit, okay, those type of questions we have 9 from there. Then Q factor questions 2, and maybe a parallel LCR circuit 1 question. Okay, so that is about the previous year questions, and we'll practice a few questions based on this trends. I hope you'll enjoy this video. Let's dive into it. So let's kick things off here with question 1 and 2. Okay, so question 1, we are supposed to find the RMS voltage of this potential plot that is given. Okay, so you might guess it directly because you will know that your VRMS is nothing but your peak voltage divided by root 2, right? And if you guess that, it will be correct. Okay, it is the correct answer of this question. So actually the concept is, so if you are given a random plot, okay, so this is a square wave. For square and sine wave, you can remember RMS will be V naught, the peak voltage, by root 2. Okay, so that will give you the answer. But if you were given a random plot, this is how you find the RMS voltage, right? What is it? It is root mean square, right? Root, then mean. How do you find mean of a quantity? Suppose if you want to find mean of x, you take it from 0 to t. So t being capital T being the time period, and you also take integral 0 to t dt, or you can simply write this as t, right? Because dt integral is t, and that from 0 to t will give you t. Okay, so average you take, so square root mean square, right? So root is done, mean, let's take the mean, so v naught dt 0 to t, and it is square of the mean, right? Root means square. It won't, these two don't have the same dimension, so we can use dimensional analysis. This is r square, right? Ohm square, and this is not squared, right? You will have to have this squared so that the dimensions are matching. So you can use simple dimensional analysis, and simply you will see that this directly cannot add, right? They'll have to add a different way. I'll show you. So we have this is the impedance, right? This is what we are supposed to find. They won't simply add because they are not in phase, right? In the resistor, the voltage and the current are in the same phase. Okay. The audio got corrupted at the end, so basically I've solved this. So Z is XL plus R. Okay, so they are not in the same phase. So if you see, R will be RV and I are in the same phase. XL will be in the inductor, the current lags, right? Current lags. So voltage will lead by pi by 2. Okay, so I have drawn the voltages. Anyways, the angle will be between them will be pi by 2, and you can use simple Pythagoras for finding the resultant, right? So these are phasors. You cannot add them directly like this. So this won't be the correct choice. You will have to add them like vectors in a way. Okay, so yeah, a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Cos theta is 90 degrees, so anyways that becomes 0. So you have simple Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so that is the way how you solve this question. This will be your answer. Over to the next one. So question 3 and 4 over here. In this we have a LCR circuit. The voltages across R, LC are given 30, 60, 100 respectively. EMF of source. Okay, you can't add them directly because now you know. If you remember the phasor picture, every AC mains question will become easy for you. So R, we have the same phase. So I'm writing the voltages 30 volts. So this is the voltage across R. Now I told you L and I, C and V. Okay, this is the quantity that lags. Okay, so in inductor your current lags, in capacitor your voltage lags. Okay, so we are speaking about voltages. So consider the capacitor. The voltage will lag. This is 100 volts, and it is lagging by 90 degrees. Okay, it is lags by 90 degrees. Okay, lags by 90 degrees. Okay, in inductor, your current is lagging, but the voltage will lead by 90 degrees. So the current is lagging, but the voltage will lead by 90 degrees. So this is 60 volts, right? So now you can use simple vector analysis. So you see these two are in opposite direction. So this 60 minus 100 minus 60 is 40, 40 volts, and this 30 we have. Okay, so 30, 40, 50, right? Because 3, 4, 5, right? Pythagoras triplet. So 40 plus 30 will be 50. Okay, 3, 4, 5, or you could do it, do this calculation. It will lead you to 50, right? So that is the simple concept behind this question. So you're just supposed to know the phasors and how the voltage lags and leads in this devices. Let's come to this one. LCR is given. You are supposed to tell which of this quantity will represent frequency. Okay, frequency meaning F, not omega. Okay, this is mentioned, and if omega, it would have been called as angular frequency. Okay, one bonus tip that I want to give you over here is tau is RC. Okay, so this is a time constant for capacitor. You'll come across this in charging and discharging if you have studied. So tau is equal to RC. So this is one way of finding a time period or frequency of RC. Okay, if you have RC component. But here, if you see the options, it is basically in the form of LC. Okay, so that should click you to use the formula of your resonance frequency, which says omega square is 1 by LC, right? So this is in a sense your frequency. You're not worried about the constant as such. So this is 1 by LC. You can say F is proportional to square root of 1 by LC, right? 1 upon square root of 1 by LC, or it is basically proportional to LC raised to minus half, right? Square root is half, so bring it on top, minus half. So frequency is in a sense your has the same dimensions as LC raised to minus half. Okay, LC raised to minus half. Okay, or if you wanted it in terms of RNC, this is how you'll do it. So 1 by RC, right? So RC raised to minus 1. Okay, so that will be frequency. So that's about question 4 and 5. Over to the next one. So question 5 and 6 over here, excuse me for marking it, pre-marking it, because this is take 2, the audio was not recording, voila. Okay, so let's come to question 5. We have resistance, inductor, capacitor. They have voltmeters across them to measure voltage. V4 is also there. You're supposed to tell what will be the at resonance, which of these readings will be the same. Okay, so if you see, resonance is basically omega square. If you remember the formula, it's this, right? Or what does it mean? Okay, it means that the inductive and the capacitive components cancel out each other's effects, right? This is how you get this, because XL is omega L and XC is 1 upon omega C, right? And if you solve this, right, omega square is 1 by LC. So this is how you get this. Okay, so this is how you get this. Okay, or vice versa, whatever. So that is what resonance is, right? The capacitive and the inductive components cancelling out each other's effect, so that in effect you have basically a simple circuit with only the resistance. Okay, so these two components are cancelling out each other's effect, and basically only thing left is the resistance. Okay, so they are cancelling out each other's effect, meaning this XL is equal to XC, or you can multiply I on both sides. Okay, which will be VL is equal to VC, right? Same current is flowing, series connection. So IXL is IXC. Okay, so simply multiplying I. So I into the resistance or the reactance over here will be voltage, right? So voltage across L will be voltage across C at resonance, because they are cancelling each other's effect. So what is that? V2 is equal to V3. Option D. Okay. So the concept is clear, because XL and XC will be like this, right? You have seen it. So resistance, then capacitance, inductor. Okay, you can directly remember it. These are voltages. Okay, so voltages, or you can say R, XC, XL. Okay, so these two cancel out each other at resonance. So you have purely R circuit. So their voltages should be equal, right, in order to cancel. So V2 is equal to V3. So let's come to this one. Here we have capacitance, reactance, and inductor and LR circuit in the first case. Then we have LCR. So Z1, so impedance in the first case, now you know. So XL and R, only this we have first case. So XL and R, you know, XL square plus R square, right? Simple Pythagoras. So we have 4 and 3, right? So again 3, 4, 5, that is the trend today. So this is 5. Z2, we add a capacitor. So again you can refer to this diagram, 6 and here we'll have 3. So capacitance is 6, right? This is 3, and resistance is 4. So again it will be 4 square and XL minus XC, right? So this is like you subtract these two first, right? And then depending upon which one is bigger, that way you'll have the component and you'll have this. So again you'll have something like this. Okay, so the formula will be R square XL minus XC the whole square, because you first subtract these two, then you'll have 1 either in this direction or that direction. So here it will be in this direction, right? 6 minus 3 is 3 in this direction, and 4. Okay, so again you'll have 5, or this is the formula. So 5 square, sorry, resistance is 4 square plus XL minus XC. So 6 minus 3, which is again 3. So you can see it by the diagram also. So that will be 5. So 5, 5. So Z1 by Z2. If you want the ratio, it will be 1, right? 1 is to 1. So option A is correct over here. Over to the next question. Question 7 and 8 over here. In question 7, we are given the LCR. We are supposed to find the Q factor. So simple formula based question. I hope you know the formula for your Q factor. It's 1 by R. So if it's everything is given, we have 1 by R, XL by XC, right? So there will be omega L by omega C, not actually XL XC. Okay, so yeah, this is the formula for your Q factor. So 1 by R is 1 by 10, L is 2, and here we have 32. So this is, put the units properly. So this is microfarad, so 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, and this Henry. Okay, so here we have 10, and this will be 16. 16 square root of 16 is 1 by 4. Okay, 1 by 16 square root is 1 by 4, and you will have 1 to 10 to the power minus 3. Right, this is like raised to half. So 6, half of 6 is 3. Okay, so that will go on top. 1000 divided by 40. So this and this will cancel. 100 divided by 4, which is 25. Right, 25 is the correct choice over here. Okay, so that will be your Q factor. Okay, does this have a unit? It's not mentioned in the question, but do let me know in the comment section if the Q factor has a unit. Okay, you can calculate it. Okay, so let's come to this one. Here we have some Z unknown box in the circuit with some unknown components. The E naught, this E is given. It has some sign component, just some phase difference, 5. Okay, then the current is found to be, so the current in the circuit is, so this I is found to be this. Okay, so the current is leading, right? So if you remember it, CV, okay, or Li, this is lag. Okay, so here if you see, the current is leading by pi by 4. So this is omega t plus 5, omega t plus 5, plus it is leading, right? So the current is leading in the circuit. So voltage is lagging, but current is leading. Okay, so that you can also remember. So basically counter positive of this. So in the inductor, this is current is lagging, so voltage will be leading. Okay, so which is the relevant case for us now. So if you see, the current is leading, right? So the current is leading. So here in the capacitive circuit, we have the voltage lagging, but the current leading. Okay, so we want a capacitor in the circuit. Okay, we want our circuit to be capacitive. Okay, or effectively capacitive. Okay, so that is what only C won't work. Okay, it won't be just like initially it will just short circuit. Okay, there is transient response, but that is for nanoseconds. You should have a R component, right? So only C won't work. Okay, R and C, if it's there, this is the logic, right? So we can have R and C. L, we don't want a L. Okay, okay, so only R also. So this you can get by elimination, right? We want a C component, but not only C. Okay, so it can be this or this, right? You can have either of this. Okay, this two will work. Okay, this will work, of course, because we know in this the current will lead, right? If we have RC circuit, the current will lead. Okay, but what about RLC? Okay, this may also work. Okay, that is why this option is included, because this may work, as in this circuit can be effectively capacitive. Okay, I said the circuit should be capacitive or effectively capacitive. Okay, so in this case, basically this will be more. Okay, the voltage across capacitor. So this when you remove the XL, okay, so we have RLC, right? When you remove the L, effectively the circuit, this will decrease of course, but effectively the circuit will be capacitive. You'll see the voltage is lagging or the current is leading. Okay, so even when you remove the L component, it's less, right? You'll get to know, right? So basically I'm saying XL will be less than XC. So the capacitive component is more. So the circuit is effectively capacitive. Even when you remove the uh, inductive effects, okay, inductive reactance, you still are left with a capacitive circuit. So that is the idea behind it. Okay, so either it could be only RNC, that way yes, the current leads, okay, and even in this case when XL is less than XC, okay, it will lead. Okay, so either this or this could be possible, okay, or you could do it by elimination. So that's about this question. Over to the next two questions, which will be the final question for the day. So question 9 and 10 over here. In question 9, we are supposed to tell the power factor of this circuit. So what is power factor? So for power you have VRMS, IRMS and cos phi, right? So in AC it's not simply V into I, but you also have this cos phi factor, because in inductor and the capacitor you have the current leading and lagging, right? So the voltage and current won't be in phase. Okay, so they differ by 90. So there is basically no power loss across these components L and C. Okay, so cos phi, the power factor, is only taking out the resistance component, because there is that is where the power is dissipated, right? So you take out the resistance divided by Z, right? Cos will be some ratio, right? R by Z. Okay, it of course has to be less than 1, so R, the smaller, divided by the Z. Okay, so you take out the R component from the total inductance, because that is what contributes to power. That is where the power is dissipated. So R is 2 volts, Z you know now, the formula also you know, from phasor also you can do. So this is 6, this is, okay, this is 6, okay, this is 4 actually, this is, oh yeah, this is 6, so it's, and this is 2, so 6, 2, 2, right? So you'll have 6 minus 4 is 2, and 2 and 2, 2 root 2, right? Also you can see it from here. So similar thing I'm going to do, 6 minus 4 the whole square, right? So 2, and this is 4, 4 plus, what is this, 2 square, which is also 4, which is root 2, so 2 root 2, right? Root 8 is 2 root 2, right? 4 times 2, so 2 root 2. Okay, so this and this will get cancelled, and the answer should be 1 by root 2. Okay, so if you see root 3 by 2 is around, it's greater than 1, right? 1.7 divided by 2, no. Okay, anyways, so this is the correct choice. Okay, so if I was checking if I could neglect any one of the options, if I could find a value greater than 1, right? Because cos phi cannot be greater than 1, so that logic you can use sometimes. Okay, let me check this answer. Is it 1 by root 2? Yes, it is 1 by root 2. Let's come to this one, average power. Now we know the formula, P is IRMS VRMS into cos phi, right? So what is this phi? Phi is actually phase difference. Okay, also of course it is R by Z in a component, but it's also the phase difference. Okay, phi is the phase by which the current lags or leads or whatever happens. Okay, depending on the circuit. So so here in this case you will see that the voltage is leading by pi by 3, right? So in this combination there is 100 pi t, 100 pi t, but it is leading by some amount. Okay, so that is R phi. Okay, so omega t plus phi. Okay, so that is our phi. So IRMS, I told you in the starting, it is I naught by root 2 for a simple sine wave. So these are sine waves, you can see. So here also it is V naught by root 2, and cos phi. What is cos phi? So cos of pi by 3, right? So phi is pi by 3. This is what I told you. So I naught is, these are I naught, right? Max value. When sine becomes 1, this will be the max value, right? I is equal to I naught sine omega t, V is equal to V naught. So these are the max values, 100, this is also 100, and we have root 2 and root 2, right? Root 2, 2. And cos pi by 3, or cos 60, right? Yes, cos 60 is, sine 30 is half, cos 60 is also half. So 4. So 4, and this is 25, right? 425 times is 100, so 25 into 100, 2500 watt. which is option. Okay, so that's based on simple formula. Okay, just supposed to know that this is I naught by root 2 and this is I naught, this is I naught. Phi cos phi is basically by how much amount it leads. Okay, of course it has this form, but it also has that form. Okay, so phi is the phase difference. Yes. So that's about these final two questions. I hope you really enjoyed and learned a lot from this session, the quite of the mental representation that I was able to share with you. Okay, and I'll see you soon in the next video. We'll continue the grind for BITSAT 2025. We are not going anywhere without getting this done. Okay, so if you are interested, do consider subscribing. We'll bring up the new series for BITSAT 2025, the mock test series, in a while. Okay, once we bring this series to conclusion, we'll bring that up and we'll continue the grind and we'll make sure that you get fabulous results. Okay, so that's about this video. Today is actually my best friend's birthday, but we do the grind anyways, so happy birthday to her anyways, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Till then, keep enjoying physics.